A man stands in a burning laboratory, flames licking at scrolls worth more than most people earn in a lifetime. He's spent everything, sold everything, sacrificed everything, all for one moment, one formula, one chance to turn lead into gold. The crucible explodes. And in that moment, as smoke fills his lungs and failure fills his soul, he realizes something that will haunt him forever. While he was chasing magic, the carpenter next door became rich. His name is Merlinus. And this is the story of about me, a brilliant alchemist, obsessed with finding the secret to instant wealth, learned the hard way that the real magic isn't in the spell. It's in the system. By the end of this story, you'll understand why 90% of people chasing get-rich-quick schemes end up broke. And why the remaining 10% who build systems end up wealthy. The difference between these two paths? One sentence. One principle. One shift in thinking that changes everything. Let's begin. Meet Merlinus the alchemist. Brilliant mind. Obsessive personality. Completely broke. He lives in a tower workshop in a medieval city, surrounded by bubbling beakers, ancient scrolls, and expensive ingredients that promise miracles. Dragon scales from the eastern mountains. Phoenix ash from the southern deserts. Moonstone dust from the northern peaks. Each one costs a fortune. Each one is essential for the formula that will change everything. The Philosopher's Stone. The legendary artifact that can transmute any metal into pure gold with a single touch. Instant wealth. Limitless power. Freedom from want forever. Merlinus has been chasing this secret for 15 years. 15 years of formulas that almost worked. Of recipes that were missing just one ingredient. Of incantations that needed just one more word. Always almost. Never quite. Here's how his life works. Merlinus makes his living brewing simple potions, healing salves for minor cuts, sleeping draughts for restless nights, fever reducers for sick children, basic alchemy that any apprentice could do. He's overqualified for this work and he knows it. Each week, he earns about 20 silver coins from these mundane sales. Enough to live on. Enough to save, if he were wise. But Merlinus isn't interested in saving. He's interested in transmutation. So every week, like clockwork, something happens. A mysterious merchant appears in the tavern with a scroll. Or a traveling wizard mentions a rare ingredient. Or Merlinus reads about a new theory in an ancient text. And every week, he spends his entire earnings chasing the next piece of the puzzle. This is it, he tells himself. This is the missing piece. Once I have this, everything changes. Last week, he spent 18 silver coins on a vial of liquid mercury blessed by monks. The week before, 22 coins on a fragment of meteorite. The week before that, 19 coins on a consultation with a hermit who claimed to have studied under an Arabian master. His tower is a museum of expensive failures. Shelves full of rare ingredients that didn't work. Drawers full of formulas that exploded or fizzled or did absolutely nothing. A lifetime of almosts, translated into a fortune of wasted gold. But Merlinus doesn't see waste. He sees investment. He sees progress. He sees himself on the verge of breakthrough. The villagers think he's mad. They whisper about the alchemist in the tower who burns through gold faster than a noble burns through wine. They shake their heads when they see him stumbling home at dawn, smelling of sulfur and disappointment. And Merlinus? He looks down on them. The baker who wakes at 4 every morning to knead dough. The blacksmith who hammers the same horseshoes day after day. The carpenter who builds the same chairs and tables year after year. What do they know of greatness? What do they understand of cosmic secrets? They're ants, mindlessly following the same paths. He's an eagle, soaring toward the sun. At least that's what he tells himself. The truth? The baker owns his bakery outright. The blacksmith just hired a second apprentice, and the carpenter, Owen, just bought the empty workshop next to his own. Meanwhile, Merlinus is 3 months behind on his tower rent. But that doesn't matter, because this week, he's found it. The real formula, the actual secret. A scroll purchased from a merchant who swore on his life it came from the personal library of an Eastern emperor. Merlinus spent his last 30 silver coins on it. He also sold his second-best cauldron, his spare robes, and 3 months' worth of healing salve inventory he'd prepared in advance. Customers would have to wait. Opportunity doesn't wait. Tonight is the night. After 15 years, after countless failures, after a fortune spent and sacrificed, tonight he transmutes lead into gold. The formula is complex, precise. It requires perfect timing, exact temperatures, and flawless execution. One mistake and the entire batch is ruined. Merlinus doesn't make mistakes. He sets up his workspace. The lead ingot sits in the crucible. The rare ingredients are arranged in order. The incantation is memorized. The stars are aligned. Everything is perfect. He begins. The formula takes 6 hours. 6 hours of constant attention, precise measurements, whispered incantations. 6 hours of building heat and pressure and potential. 6 hours during which Merlinus doesn't blink, doesn't breathe, doesn't think about anything except this moment. The crucible begins to glow. The lead begins to shimmer. The reaction is building. This is it. This is actually it. Then something shifts. The glow changes color. The shimmer becomes a tremble. The reaction that should be building is accelerating. Too fast. Way too fast. Merlinus tries to compensate, adds a cooling agent, whispers a containment spell, reaches for the emergency suppression powder. Too late. The crucible explodes. Not a small pop, a detonation, a blast that shatters glass, ignites scrolls, and throws Merlinus backward into his bookshelf. When the smoke clears, he's lying in the wreckage of his laboratory. His eyebrows are gone. His hands are burned. His ears are ringing. And the crucible, the lead, the rare ingredients, the 30 silver coins worth of materials are now a smoking crater in his floor. 15 years, a fortune spent, and he's back to exactly where he started. No, worse than where he started, because now he has nothing left to sell. 3 days later, Merlinus does something he never thought he'd have to do. He takes his master's staff, the ornate walking stick he inherited when his teacher died, the one possession he swore he'd never part with, and he walks to the pawnbroker. "How much?" he asks, his voice hollow. The pawnbroker examines it with cold eyes. 5 silver coins. "It's worth 50. To you, maybe. To me, it's worth what I can sell it for. 5 coins. Take it or leave it." Merlinus takes it. 5 silver coins. Enough to buy food for 2 weeks. Not enough to pay rent. Not enough to restock his laboratory. Not enough to try again. He walks home in a daze. 15 years. And he's got 5 coins and burns on his hands to show for it. That's when he sees it. Owen's workshop. The carpenter. The man Merlinus barely notices because he's so unremarkable. So ordinary. So small in his ambitions. Except today, something remarkable is happening. Owen is standing outside his workshop with a merchant. They're shaking hands. The merchant is handing Owen a document, an official deed, and Owen is handing the merchant a heavy leather bag. Merlinus stops walking. He watches, confused, as the merchant counts coins from the bag. Gold coins, lots of them. Then Owen takes a wooden sign and hangs it on the empty workshop next door. The sign reads, "Owen and Son, Master Carpenters, Expanded Premises." Owen just bought the building next door, paid for it, in gold, in full. Merlinus feels like he's been punched in the chest. Owen is a carpenter. He works with wood. He makes chairs and tables and door frames. Simple stuff, mundane stuff, the kind of work a child could learn. And he just bought a building. Something breaks inside him. Not his spirit, his pride. He walks over to Owen. His feet move before his brain gives permission. "Owen," he says, and his voice sounds strange to his own ears. Small, uncertain. "Can I ask you something?" Owen looks up from securing the sign. He's maybe 50 years old, with Carpenter's hands and calm eyes. "Of course, Merlinus. What is it? How did you do this?" The question comes out raw, desperate. "I've been searching for the secret to gold my entire life. You just work with wood. How did you buy this building when I can barely afford bread?" Most people would gloat, would lecture, would twist the knife. Owen just nods, like he's been expecting this question for years. "Come inside," he says. "Let me show you something." Owen's workshop is nothing like Merlinus's laboratory. No chaos, no mystery, no desperate energy. It's organized, efficient, almost boring in its simplicity. The space is divided into clear stations. In the first section, raw lumber is sorted and prepared. In the second section, pieces are cut and shaped. In the third section, joints are assembled. In the fourth section, final sanding and finishing happens. In the fifth section, completed pieces wait for customer pickup. 3 apprentices work at different stations, each one focused on their specific task. No wasted movement, no confusion, just steady, methodical progress. "This is my laboratory," Owen says, and there's quiet pride in his voice. "This is where I make gold." Merlinus looks around, confused. "But you just make furniture." "Exactly," Owen says. "Sit down. Let me explain what you've been missing." They sit at a completed table, ironically sturdy and beautiful. Owen pulls out a ledger. 15 years ago, Owen begins. "I was an apprentice carpenter. I was good with my hands, but terrible with money. I'd earn 20 coins one week and spend 30 the next. Always scrambling, always broke. Sound familiar?" Merlinus says nothing. It sounds very familiar. Then one day, my master told me something that changed my life. He said, "Merlinus, you're searching for the magic formula, the one perfect piece of furniture that will make you rich, the masterpiece that will change everything. But that's not how wealth works." Owen opens his ledger. "Look at this. This is last month. I made 42 chairs, 16 tables, 7 cabinets, 9 door frames, 2 beds." He points to numbers. "Each chair cost me 3 silver coins in materials and time. I sell each chair for 5 silver coins. That's 2 silver coins profit per chair. 42 chairs times 2 coins equals 84 coins profit just from chairs." Merlinus stares at the numbers. 84 coins in 1 month. "From chairs alone," Owen continues. "Add in the tables and cabinets and everything else, I cleared 230 silver coins last month. After paying my apprentices, after materials, after overhead, pure profit. 230 coins. Merlinus usually makes 20 per week, 80 per month. Owen makes almost 3 times what Merlinus makes." "But how?" Merlinus asks. "I'm an alchemist. My work is skilled, complex, rare. You make chairs." "Exactly," Owen says, and now his voice gets intense, focused. "You're searching for the Philosopher's Stone, the one spell that transmutes everything. But Merlinus, I've already found it. And it's not a spell. It's a system." He gestures around the workshop. "Look at my process. Wood goes in one end, gold comes out the other, consistently, predictably, boring as hell and twice as reliable." Merlinus feels something shifting in his mind, a perspective he's never considered. "Your alchemy is a lottery ticket," Owen continues. You're hoping that one day, one formula, one lucky break will make you rich. My carpentry is a golden goose. It produces wealth every single day without fail. You're chasing the magic. I've built the machine. Owen closes his ledger. You're a brilliant alchemist, Merlinus. Stop wasting that brilliance on fairy tales. Start building your machine. That night, Merlinus doesn't sleep. He sits in his burned laboratory, looking at 15 years of expensive mistakes, and he makes a decision. The alchemist dies. The entrepreneur is born. The next morning, he starts over, but differently. First, he clears out his laboratory, all the rare ingredients for impossible formulas, all the scrolls promising ancient secrets, all the equipment for experiments that never worked. He sells everything, gets back maybe 30 silver coins total. His 15-year collection, worth a fortune when he bought it, worth almost nothing now. But those 30 coins are his seed money, his starting point. Second, he makes a brutal decision. He picks one potion, not the most impressive, not the most complex, the most useful. A hearth starter, a simple fire-lighting potion that every household needs, especially in winter. A vial costs him 1 silver coin to make. He can sell it for 2 silver coins. 1 coin profit per bottle. It's mundane. It's boring. It's beneath his abilities. It's also something people actually want to buy. Third, he designs his system. Owen's lesson echoing in his mind. Build the machine. He divides his laboratory into 3 stations, just like Owen's workshop. Station 1, brewing. He sets up 1 large cauldron that can brew 50 doses at once. He creates a checklist of exact steps, exact ingredients, exact timing. He removes all creativity, all experimentation, all variance. The formula is locked. Perfect it once, repeat it forever. Station 2, bottling. He hires his first helper, a young apprentice who needs work. The apprentice's only job is filling bottles, corking them, and cleaning empties. That's it. Nothing else. Station 3, labeling and packaging. He hires a second helper. She creates labels with his new logo, a simple flame symbol, and applies them to bottles. She also packages sets of 6 bottles in small wooden boxes. Fourth, he builds his sales system. He doesn't wait for customers to find him. He goes to them. He visits every inn in the city, every tavern, every household that uses fireplaces. He offers a simple deal. Subscribe to weekly deliveries. 6 bottles every week for 10 silver coins. Pay monthly. The inns love it. Reliable fire starting means faster service. Faster service means happier customers. Happier customers means more business. 10 coins per week is nothing compared to the value. He signs up 5 inns in the first week. Fifth, he tracks everything. He creates a ledger just like Owen's. Every coin in, every coin out, every bottle made, every bottle sold, every hour worked. The numbers don't lie. And they tell him exactly where his machine is working and where it's breaking down. By the second month, he optimizes the system. His brewing process gets faster. His apprentices get more efficient. He signs up 3 more inns and 4 large households. Month 2, profit, 130 coins. Month 3, he expands. Hires a 3rd apprentice, buys a 2nd cauldron, creates a 2nd product, a cleaning solution, using the same system approach. Month 3 profit, 190 coins. 6 months in, Merlinus has something he's never had before. Savings. Actual accumulated wealth that grows every month. His system produces gold more reliably than any philosopher's stone could. Because it's not magic, it's mathematics. 1 year after his laboratory exploded, Merlinus stands in his rebuilt workshop. It looks nothing like it used to. No chaos, no mystery, no desperate energy. The difference wasn't talent. Merlinus was brilliant. The difference wasn't effort. Merlinus worked himself to exhaustion. The difference wasn't even luck. The difference was understanding one simple truth. Wealth isn't found. Wealth is built. Stop searching for the spell. Start building the system. Your golden goose is waiting, but it won't build itself. What will you feed it today? Now, if you enjoy my stories and others like this, please like and subscribe.